If a woman is hiding her feelings, she will do these 9 things. The Stoic hub. The heart has its reasons, which reason knows nothing of Blaise Pascal. You can feel it before you can name it. The smile lands but not in her eyes. I'm fine arrives with the hush that comes before rain. Most of us have stood in that quiet gap, aware something's off, unsure what it is. Here's the reality. Feelings don't disappear. They reroute when a woman tucks hers away. They leak through timing tone, and those small mismatches between words and behavior in the pages ahead, you'll learn 9 practical psychology-backed cues that help you recognize what's unsaid and respond with steadiness and respect, not pressure. Let's begin. 1. She avoids eye contact, but still looks when you're not watching. She avoids your eyes, but not your presence. That's one of the oldest psychology tricks in the book, and yet it still works. Like magic you see when a woman is hiding her feelings, she often looks everywhere except at you. She'll suddenly find the ceiling fascinating, or get lost scrolling her phone pretending you're just another face in the room. But don't be fooled. Watch closely, you'll notice those quick, stolen glances, the ones that vanish the moment your eyes meet. That's not coincidence, that's emotion playing hide and seek. Her body betrays what her lips refuse to confess. It's one of those mysteries of female psychology when her heart starts to care, her instincts start to protect. Eye contact becomes dangerous territory, a battlefield of emotions. She's not ready to fight on because looking into your eyes feels too intimate, too revealing. It's like undressing her soul. So instead, she hides behind the safe illusion of indifference. She avoids your gaze, pretending she's cool, detached, unaffected. But make no mistake, her silence is louder than any confession. Don't get it twisted when she avoids eye contact. It doesn't mean she's not interested. It means she's too interested. The more she feels, the harder she works to appear unbothered. That's classic female psychology. A woman in love will protect her heart, like a secret garden, beautiful but locked. You must understand this if you ever want to learn how to fall in love the right way, with patience, attention, and a bit of emotional intelligence. Because every time she steals that glance when you're not looking, she's telling you something. Words never could. I see you. I just don't know what to do with how much I do. Imagine this. You're at a party, music, playing laughter in the air, and there she is across the room. She acts like she doesn't notice you, but the moment you turn away, her eyes find you again. And when you look back, she quickly glances down, pretending she was checking her drink. That's not coincidence. My friend, that's emotion trying not to get caught. Don't call her out. Don't tease, just smile. That's small, confident. Knowing smile tells her more than 1,000 words. It says, I see through the act. You're safe with me. And when a woman feels safe, her guard begins to fall. That's when real connection starts. That's how you learn how to fall in love. Not through pressure, but through presence. See the real psychology trick. Here isn't in what she says, it's in what she doesn't. It's in the hesitation, the nervous laugh, the way her eyes flicker to yours, and then away. Every small gesture is a piece of emotional Morse code spelling out the truth. Her mind is afraid to speak. You must pay attention, be calm, be grounded. Be the man who sees beyond the act, because the woman who avoids your eyes might just be the one who can't stop thinking about you. Don't let her distance confuse you. That's her defense, not her disinterest. Women hide feelings, not because they don't care, but because they care too much. They've learned that vulnerability can hurt, and silence feels safer. But those stolen glances, that's where the truth lives. So when you catch her looking, even for a second, hold her gaze just for a heartbeat. Let that moment speak. You'll be amazed how much emotion can live in one silent look. Remember, understanding female psychology isn't about playing games. It's about awareness. It's about knowing that behind every calm face is a story. Behind every shy glance is a storm. And when you learn to read those quiet signals, you won't need to ask how to fall in love. You'll simply know that's not just romance. That's connection. That's the real power of these psychology tricks, the ones that don't manipulate but reveal. Because in the end, love isn't about chasing the loud ones. It's about hearing the whispers, the glances that say everything without saying a word. 2. She gets irritated or snaps easily around you. When a woman hides her emotions, she doesn't come wrapped in softness. She comes with sharp edges, sarcasm, cold looks, and that sudden ugh. When you say the smallest thing, it's not that she hates you, it's that she feels too much. And when a woman feels deeply but can't say it out loud, that emotion burns from the inside. She might roll her eyes when you speak or laugh off your compliments like, "They don't matter, but don't be fooled. That's not indifference, that's conflict inside." She's a storm. Her mind says, "Stay calm." Her heart screams, "He matters too much," and that tension leaks out as irritation. It's her defense mechanism, her way of protecting herself from vulnerability. Don't mistake the bite in her words for rejection. Sometimes that sting means she's trying to stop herself from showing how much she cares. When she snaps, what she's really saying is, "I feel something I can't control. I'm scared of how much I care." It's easier for her to seem annoyed than needy, easier to look cold than risk rejection. That's why women often use irritation as emotional armor, when she feels drawn to a man but isn't ready to admit it. Her emotions fight for balance. That's when the sarcasm appears, the teasing, the eye rolls. She's not trying to push you away. She's trying to manage her feelings. Mention another woman and suddenly she's cold or sarcastic. That's not disinterest, that's jealousy. It's a sign she's emotionally invested, even if she denies it with a smirk. Now, here's where most men fail. They take her irritation personally. They argue, get defensive, or try to prove a point. Big mistake. Don't react. Be calm. Be grounded. Be a man who knows his worth. A high-value man, because she's not testing your patience. She's testing your masculine energy. She wants to know if your emotional strength is greater than her emotional chaos. Deep down, she's silently asking, can I trust him to stay steady when I'm not? So don't take the bait. Don't match her tone. Don't lecture or defend yourself. Just smile, maybe tease her lightly. Keep your energy steady, confident, unshaken. That's the kind of energy that truly attracts women, the kind that makes her exhale and think he gets me. He doesn't crumble when women suppress emotions. Those feelings don't disappear. They transform the warmth. She hides, turns into irritation. The affection she won't express turns into sarcasm. The longing she won't admit becomes distance. That's why the man who panics or reacts emotionally loses ground. But the man who remains centered, the one who listens more than he speaks, who stays composed under pressure, that man earns her trust, because every woman, no matter how strong or independent, wants to feel safe enough to be soft again. Only a man with true masculine energy can give her that safety. You must understand she doesn't need you to fix her. She needs to feel safe being herself around you. Your calm is her signal to drop the act. Your patience tells her you don't have to pretend anymore. And once she realizes you won't be shaken by her moods, she relaxes. The irritation fades, the softness returns. So when a woman gets snappy with, you don't see it as a wall. See it as a test, a chance to prove your strength. Be composed, be playful, be that high-value man who understands that her irritation isn't rejection, it's emotion in disguise. That's the power of masculine control. That's how you attract women on a deeper, more emotional level. And that's how you make her realize you're the man she can finally trust with her truth. 3. Her body says one thing. Her words say another. A woman's body never lies, even when her mouth speaks. Denial, her gestures whisper the truth. The body never lies, said Martha Graham. And she was right when a woman says, I'm not interested. but her body leans closer when her eyes soften or her tone melts. Pay attention. Those are signals from the heart that her mind is trying to hide. You must learn to see without staring, to sense without judging. This is old, Stoic wisdom, the art of reading what is not, what is said, her feet pointing toward you, her fingers brushing her hair, her body angling closer, while her words create distance. These are contradictions, the language of emotion. Fighting logic, don't rush, don't call her out. Just observe, let your iron mind lead your instincts. The Stoicism win lies not in reacting, but in mastering the storm within yourself. A real man does not expose. He understands. He does not chase. He attracts through calm certainty. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. That's the key. If she's fighting herself, your job is not to fight her. It's to stay grounded, to hold your composure like a mountain against the wind. Notice her eyes. When you speak, they might look away, but always return her lips. May press tight, but the softness in her gaze betrays what she truly feels. These are the moments when you must be patient, powerful, present. Don't tease, don't mock, don't point it out, just let her feel seen. Because when a woman realizes you can read her truth without forcing her to speak, trust begins to grow, slowly, steadily, naturally. That's when she opens up, not to a boy who pushes, but to a man who listens with strength. This is Stoicism in motion. This is how you win. By mastering yourself before mastering her attention. Remember, the iron mind does not seek control. It commands respect. The old, Stoic wisdom teaches control yourself and the world bends quietly in your favor. In modern life, men are distracted, reactive, impulsive, always chasing validation, always trying to prove something. Don't be that man. Be the one who observes more and speaks less, the one who acts with calm confidence, who sees through masks without tearing them off, the one who knows that true power is silent. Let your presence be your message. Let your patience be your weapon. When her body betrays her guarded words, smile inwardly. Not outwardly, recognize the beauty of human conflict, the battle between fear and desire. You are not her judge, you are her mirror. And when she senses that you see her, not for who she pretends to be, but for who she truly is, she will lean closer. Not with words, but with trust. That is the Stoicism. Win, that is old, Stoic wisdom at work, that is the strength of an iron mind. Calm, disciplined, victorious. Don't let emotion control your vision. Don't let pride cloud your perception when, not by reacting, but by remaining unshaken. A real man doesn't need to chase signs of affection. He simply understands them, because understanding is power. And power, when guided by restraint, always commands the deepest respect. If you found this valuable, like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more psychology insights. Comment to remember, I attract honesty and emotional connection. This affirmation reflects the message that true connection grows when you're calm, patient, and observant, when you see someone's truth without judgment. 4. She mentions other men, just to see how you'll react. Maybe she says, my friend took me out for lunch, or there's this guy at work I've been talking to. She drops it, like it's nothing, flashes that easy smile, and then waits. Don't miss it. The pause, that quiet second where she studies your face. That's not small talk, that's female psychology in motion. It's one of those subtle psychology tricks women use without even thinking. She's not showing off or trying to make you jealous. She's measuring your heart without saying a word. She wants to know, do you feel something real for her, or are you just pretending not to care? It's her way of asking without asking. That's the power of female psychology. She hides behind the calm tone, but her mind is watching every detail. Your eyes, your voice, your reaction, all of it tells her how deep your interest runs. Most men blow this moment completely. They either snap, showing jealousy like a teenager, or they shrug and act too cool, thinking that will make them seem confident. Wrong. That's not how to fall in love the right way, or how to keep love alive once it starts. If you get angry, she reads insecurity. If you look too cold, she feels invisible. And when a woman feels unseen, she starts slipping away quietly, step by step. Don't let that happen. Be centered, be calm, be the man who doesn't get rattled by a little test, because that's exactly what it is, a test of strength and emotional control. When she mentions another man, don't panic. Don't roll your eyes. Don't grill her with questions. Instead, smile, relax your shoulders, let her words hang in the air for a second, and then, with quiet confidence, say something like, "Wow, sounds like he's got good taste." Then move the conversation on. That's the move of a man who knows his worth. That's what separates the insecure from the irresistible. In female psychology, confidence isn't loud, it's quiet, steady, unshaken. That's the kind of psychology trick that works both ways. It tells her you're not playing games, you're simply standing in your power. And here's the magic: when she sees that calm confidence, something shifts inside her. Suddenly, the other guy she mentioned fades from her mind. You become the one she can't stop thinking about, because confidence, not competition, is what truly attracts a woman. She doesn't want to fight for attention. She wants to feel drawn in by your strength. The man who doesn't crumble when tested, the man who smiles through her emotional chess game, is the man she'll trust, admire, and crave. That's how to fall in love deeply without forcing anything. So remember this: when she talks about another man, she's not trying to hurt you. She's trying to understand you. Don't take the bait, and don't get emotional. Be observant. Be composed. That is the secret rhythm of female psychology. That's how attraction is built. Not through jealousy or noise, but through quiet strength. When you stay centered, you teach her something powerful, that you're the man who won't chase shadows, who doesn't fear competition, who knows what he brings to the table. And that's when she looks at you differently, not as one of many, but as the man she's been waiting for. 5. She stays close, but never crosses the line. When a woman hides her feelings, she doesn't vanish. Like smoke, she lingers quietly, purposefully. She won't declare her love or confess her emotions in a grand moment of honesty, but she also won't disappear from your orbit. Instead, she stays in that curious in-between, close enough that you can feel her presence, yet distant enough to guard her heart. You'll notice it in the small things. A message that says, "Just wanted to say hi." A text about a song that reminded her of you. A comment on your photo, or her showing up at that coffee shop you just happen to visit every Thursday. None of it is random. That's her quiet language, her way of keeping the spark alive without ever lighting the match. It's subtle, it's cautious, it's emotional chess. You see, she's not playing games to deceive you. She's protecting herself from being too seen. She wants to stay connected, but the fear of exposure keeps her tethered in the shadows. She's afraid that if you truly saw how much she cares, you'd hold all the power. So she stays close, but never crosses that invisible line. This is where a high-value man shines. He doesn't chase her with, "Do you like me?" He doesn't corner her into confessing. He doesn't overthink every emoji or message. No, he remains calm, grounded, present. He radiates masculine energy, that steady, centered force that says, "I'm not chasing validation. I am the validation." That's what draws women in. Not the loud guy trying to prove his worth, but the man who quietly knows his worth. Don't interrogate. Don't beg for clarity. Be still. Be solid. Be the mountain, not the storm. Because when a woman senses that kind of emotional safety, something powerful happens. Her defenses soften. Her guard, brick by brick, starts to crumble. And one day, without warning, she steps across that invisible line. Not because you demanded it, but because she finally feels safe enough to do it. That's the paradox of attraction. You don't pull her in by force. You pull her in by presence. A high-value man doesn't need to chase to attract women. He simply embodies the confidence that makes her want to move closer on her own. That's the magic of masculine energy. Calm, unshakable, magnetic. So when she lingers near but never says what's on her heart, don't panic, don't push. Recognize it for what it is, a quiet signal that she cares but isn't ready. Yet be the man who doesn't rush the moment. Be the man who makes her feel safe to cross that line when she decides to, because that's what separates boys from men, and ordinary men from high-value men who truly attract women without ever having to chase them. That's the difference between noise and power, between trying and being, between needing love and inviting it. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting. Very interesting in the comment section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you, 6. She gets defensive when you talk about feelings. Listen carefully, men. This is old, Stoic wisdom for modern warriors of the heart when a woman gets defensive. The moment you speak of feelings, don't rush to judgment. Don't mistake her laughter, her sarcasm, her quick change of topic for indifference. What you're witnessing isn't rejection, it's fear, deep primal fear. She feels something real, something powerful, and that terrifies her more than she'll ever admit. She's afraid to lose control, afraid that caring too much will make her vulnerable, so she hides behind humor, behind jokes, behind the mask of detachment. But remember, this behind that mask, her heart is racing. She's not cold, she's overwhelmed, she doesn't feel nothing. She feels too much. That is the paradox of emotion. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. Said Socrates, you must be the man who stands still in the storm. Don't chase, don't argue, don't explain, just stand there, calm, centered, unshaken. That's what Stoicism win looks like. That's the iron mind in motion, because when she sees that, your energy is unbreakable. When she feels that you can handle her emotion without losing your composure, her defenses begin to fall. Let her feel safe in your silence. Let your steady gaze speak more than your words. This is not a game of words, it's a game of energy. The strong man doesn't react. He responds, he leads with restraint, not impulse. He wins with patience, not pressure. Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Apply that to your relationships when she tests you with sarcasm or withdrawal. Don't take the bait, that's your training ground. That's where Stoicism win is forged. Hold your ground with quiet strength, because the man who masters himself masters the world. The man who can remain calm when she's emotional commands trust, respect, and eventually her heart. In modern life, emotions fly fast. Technology makes everything louder, quicker, more impulsive. But the true alpha doesn't live by impulse. He lives by purpose. He observes, he acts only when it counts. Don't let ego drive you to prove anything. Don't try to pull feelings out of her, that's weakness. Let her come to you, let her see your consistency. That's power. That's what separates boys from men. Real men don't chase chaos, they anchor it. They embody the iron mind. Remember, love isn't about control, it's about presence. It's about being the calm in her storm. When she finally feels that peace radiating from you, she'll drop her guard, not because you demanded it, but because she feels safe. That is how you win. That's Stoicism, win in the real world. So stand tall, stay grounded, and never let emotions, hers or yours, dictate your course. Be her mirror of strength, not her echo of fear in every moment. Remind yourself she hides because she feels deeply, and you conquer by understanding, by patience, by silence. That is how the wise man leads. That is old, Stoic wisdom reborn for the modern man. 7. She starts mirroring you unconsciously. If you ever catch her starting to sound like you, move like you, or even smile the way you do, stop right there. You're witnessing one of the oldest psychology tricks in the book, a silent confession dressed as imitation. She's not doing it on purpose, it's instinct, pure and simple when a woman's emotions begin to sync with yours. Her behavior follows suit. It's female psychology at work. Subtle, mysterious, and deeply revealing. She might start picking up your favorite phrases, echoing your tone, or even reacting to jokes in the same rhythm you do. That's not coincidence, that's connection when she mirrors you. It's her subconscious whispering. I feel safe here. That's how emotional bonds start to grow. Not through big declarations, but through quiet mimicry that speaks louder than words you see when a woman begins to reflect your energy. It's her heart taking notes from yours. She leans in the same way you do, pauses when you pause, or laughs. A heartbeat after you laugh. She doesn't even know she's doing it. That's what makes it so beautiful. This is how female psychology reveals itself. Not in words, but in rhythm. When she mirrors your gestures, she's aligning her inner world with yours. That's her way of saying, I trust you, without ever having to say it out loud. And that's a powerful thing. Don't ruin it by pointing it out. Don't make it awkward. Just notice, smile to yourself. Be aware, but be cool. Because when she's mirroring you, she's opening a door. She's stepping closer emotionally. She's letting you see a piece of her without any armor. That's not something you should take lightly. Be steady, be grounded. That's what a strong man does. He doesn't brag, he doesn't rush. He simply stays present, confident, calm, collected. Because when she starts to reflect, she's telling you she's starting to fall for you. And that's where How to Fall in Love begins, not in fireworks, but in alignment. This alignment is more than body language, it's emotional symmetry. It's when two energies start to dance in the same rhythm without either one leading too hard. You lean in, she follows you, laughs softly. She joins you, pause, she breathes with you. That's emotional connection in motion. And guess what? This is one of those psychology tricks that works both ways. The more she mirrors you, the more connected she feels. It's a feedback loop of attraction. The more she reflects your presence, the deeper her feelings grow. That's how a hidden crush quietly turns into something real. So be smart. Don't chase validation. Don't test her by pretending not to notice. Just be yourself fully and consistently. Because when a woman mirrors you, it means she's tuned into your frequency. That's not about pretending or copying. It's about connection and comfort. That's what every woman craves, a space where she feels safe enough to be soft. When she finds that she mirrors it, she reflects the energy she admires. She wants to match it because that's female psychology, to connect through emotion, not logic. So if you notice her sipping her drink the way you do, or teasing, using your own favorite words, smile, that's her silent message. That's her heart, learning your language. Don't interrupt it, let it unfold. Because when she mirrors you, she's not just imitating. She's investing emotionally. That's how love begins. That's how to fall in love without either of you saying a word. Remember, this real connection doesn't shout it. Hums quietly beneath the surface, and when you feel that hum, that soft synchronization, don't ignore it. That's her heart aligning with yours, so next time she mirrors, you don't take it for granted. Don't joke it away. Be aware, be grateful, and let it deepen naturally. Because when a woman starts reflecting your energy, it's not a coincidence, it's communication without sound. And one of the most fascinating psychology tricks in the world, that, my friend, is what true connection feels like. And if you can recognize it, respect it, and nurture it, that's how to fall in love the right way. If you've noticed her mirroring your energy, her words, her laughter, her rhythm, it means she feels safe with you. That's where real connection begins. Comment below, I create safety through my presence. 8. She opens up about everything except her feelings for you. You'll notice something strange. She talks to you about everything: her job, her friends, her family, her struggles, even her childhood. She trusts you enough to let you see her world, but not enough to let you see her heart when the conversation turns emotional, when it starts to feel too real. She pulls back. She changes the topic, cracks a joke, or says something like, "You're such a good listener," but she never says what she really wants to say. Don't mistake this for dishonesty. It's self-protection. She's trying to be close without being vulnerable. She wants the warmth of connection, but she doesn't want the risk that comes with it. The risk of being hurt, misunderstood, or rejected. You might think she's just being friendly, but if you look closer, her eyes linger a second too long. Her smile fades just a little when you mention another woman. And when the room grows quiet, she rushes to fill the silence. Not because she's talkative, but because she's afraid of what that silence might reveal. She's feeling, even if she doesn't admit it. The truth is, most women open their hearts slowly, not through confession, but through comfort. She'll only open up when she feels safe, when she senses that you're not in a hurry, that you're not trying to make something happen. She needs to feel your steadiness. She needs to know you can handle her honesty without judgment or panic, that your masculine energy is strong enough to hold her truth without collapsing. If you want to attract women, understand this. You can't force a woman to open her heart. You can only make her feel safe enough to choose to. Don't pressure her. Don't chase her emotions, and don't demand clarity before she's ready. Be patient, be solid, be the calm in her storm. That's what a high-value man does. He doesn't need to control the outcome because he already knows his worth. A woman like that isn't trying to confuse you. She's trying to protect herself from disappointment. Every time she diverts the topic, every time she laughs, instead of expressing how she feels. It's not rejection, it's hesitation. She's testing the water, wondering if she can trust you with her softness. And here's the irony: the more you try to make her open up, the more she'll retreat. But the more you relax, the more she'll lean in. So when she avoids talking about you and her, don't push. Let her talk about life. Let her tell her stories. Listen, not to reply, but to understand. That's real power, not dominance, but presence. When she realizes your study, that you're not just another man trying to impress her or win her, she'll begin to trust you. And when she trusts you, she'll begin to reveal the parts of herself she hides from everyone else. That's the magic of true connection. It unfolds quietly one day. She'll look at you differently. Her voice will soften, her laughter will linger. She'll stop pretending. She's fine, and for the first time, you'll see the woman behind the walls. That's when you'll know she's no longer hiding her feelings. She's letting you in, and that's the point. You don't get her heart by chasing it. You earn it by being the man who makes her feel safe to hand it over. That's what it means to embody masculine energy. Calm, grounded, unshakable. Don't rush her. Don't question her timing. Be the man who doesn't need to prove anything. Because when she finally realizes that you're not there to take from her but to see her, she won't just open up, she'll melt in the end. A woman doesn't fall for the loudest man in the room. She falls for the one who listens, the one who doesn't flinch when she's vulnerable, the one who's safe to lose control around. That's not weakness. That's power, the power of a high-value man who knows that real attraction isn't built through force or pressure, but through patience, steadiness, and presence. So stay still, stay strong, stay you. That's how you truly attract women, not by trying harder, but by being the man she finally feels safe to love. 9. She pretends she's over you, but her actions betray her. When a woman claims she's over you, but her actions whisper otherwise, understand this. Emotion is a battlefield. She says she's moved on. She looks radiant on social media. Posts, laughter, travels, smiles with friends. Yet beneath the glow lies tension. Her words declare freedom, but her behavior betrays attachment. She checks your profile at midnight. She remembers your birthday. She finds excuses to accidentally reach out. That's not coincidence. That's her heart rebelling against her mind, as the ancient philosophers of old Stoic wisdom taught the mind commands, but the heart often resists. Don't be fooled by the performance. Her silence isn't strength. It's noise disguised as peace. She disappears, then reappears. She ignores, then reacts. That inconsistency reveals the storm she's hiding. She wants you to believe she's free, yet every message, every view, every digital breadcrumb says otherwise. She's pretending she's over you, but she's fighting herself more than she's fighting you. The greatest irony, she's trying to convince her reflection more than she's trying to convince you. And you, the man watching all this unfold, must remember your role. You must not chase. You must not plead. You must not lower your crown to pick up. What time already tested, the man who reacts loses power. The man who remains still wins. That is Stoicism. Win. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind. Not outside events realize this, and you will find strength that is your playbook. Now, do not let emotion drag you where peace refuses to go. When she tests your silence, meet her with calm. When she tries to provoke a response smile and remain unmoved, that quiet confidence that iron mind will speak louder than any reply. Remember, emotional stability is magnetic. Her chaos will orbit your calm. Her confusion will be drawn to your control. That's not manipulation, that's mastery. A man with peace commands attention because peace is rare. Let her see that. Your stillness is not weakness. It's discipline. It's the reflection of old Stoic wisdom applied in the modern world. A world full of noise, distraction, and emotional impulsivity. Don't let her mixed signals define your worth. Don't fall into the trap of decoding every emoji, every story, every glance. A king doesn't chase validation. He chooses clarity. You must build a life so full, so powerful, so meaningful that her attention becomes background noise to your mission as ethic. Titus said, "No, man is free who is not master of himself. Let that be your compass. Don't let nostalgia disguise itself as destiny. If she's truly yours, she'll align herself with your peace, not disturb it. This is where most men fail. They react, they argue, they explain, but the man who wins doesn't speak. He acts with grace, control, and purpose. He stands unshaken while the storm passes. That's Stoicism, win. That's the path of the iron mind. Be kind, but be immovable. Be respectful, but be untouchable. Show her that your world doesn't crumble when she leaves it. Show her that your happiness was never dependent on her return. Because when she feels that, when she realizes that your strength is self-sourced, not borrowed from her presence, she'll remember what real masculinity looks like. Not loud, not desperate, not emotional, but calm, commanding and certain. That's what draws her back. Not your words, not your longing, your composure. Let her energy chase your stillness. Let her confusion crash against your confidence. That's how a man with old Stoic wisdom wins the modern game of emotion. That's how the iron mind conquers love's chaos. So remember this, when she pretends she's over you, believe the silence, not the noise. When her words say, "I've moved on," but her eyes linger too long. Smile within, you've already won by not reacting. You've already mastered the game by mastering yourself. Don't chase validation. Don't explain your worth. Just live, build, rise, because the man who controls his emotions controls his world. That's not luck. That's discipline. That's not arrogance. That's Stoicism. Win, that's what victory looks like for a man who understands. So if you've made it this far, conclusion. If a woman is hiding her feelings, she will do these 9 things. The Stoic hub. Remember this when a woman hides her feelings. It's not a game, it's a shield. Every message, every glance, every silence means something. Your job isn't to pressure her for answers. It's to understand the message behind her actions. A real man doesn't chase attention. He stands firm, calm, and grounded, and that's what makes her feel safe enough to open up. So my advice, stop trying to make her confess how she feels. Start showing her that you're the kind of man who doesn't need to ask, because your presence already speaks louder than words. Thanks for watching, my friend. Stay strong, stay kind, and keep growing. See you in the next one.